Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hoopers Lab podcast. This is the podcast where we talk all things basketball. I'm your host, Brody, joined here by my co host, Riley.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How are you doing?
I'm
How are you
doing
doing?
quite fantastic. Happy birthday, by the way.
Yep. Happy birthday, Kyle Lowry. Big shout out to the homie. Yep. 21. Can you do something for me? Uh, yeah. Pretty cringe. So today we're going to be talking about some NBA stuff. I want to touch up a little bit on some March Madness stuff because it has been madness here in March. Um, what do you think about March Madness so far? How much have you been keeping up with it?
I've been keeping up with like who's won and lost, but since the first day, not gonna lie, I haven't really watched a whole lot of games.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Um, did you watch the Samford Kansas
Nope,
like the end of it?
no, no, but I saw the highlights and stuff. I was like, that was stupid. I had,
Seen the block?
yeah, I picked Stanford a lot in my brackets too, so I was kind of pissed.
Yeah, Kansas did not deserve to win, bro.
The the
That was
the Hooper's Lab bracket is has a 42% edge right now and is 15.5 millionth. Let's go.
woo, let's go. How to build the perfect bracket. Um, yeah, March Madness has been pretty fun. Um, all of the one and two seeds though are in the Sweet 16. So, I mean, there hasn't been any. The one and two seeds are still good. And all the
They're
one seeds
dominating.
look yeah. Houston had a really close game, but all of the one seeds are like dominating,
Yeah,
which
I was close to picking a 215 matchup for a couple. Like I had on a couple of brackets I did a few upsets, but for the most part I was like I don't really see any of these two seeds
the
losing,
only
and like the one seed losing is obviously
the
incredibly
one
rare.
I thought yeah, the one I thought could happen was Iowa State and South Dakota State.
Yeah, I also
That
thought
was the one.
I thought Marquette had a decent chance of getting upset.
I mean, they only won by 4 against Colorado,
Yeah.
so not like they yeah. Um I want to do a bit of predicting the rest of the bracket.
Okay.
So we got UConn, San Diego, just based off like what we know so far and how they've been playing and stuff like that. So UConn and San Diego State.
Unfortunately, this is where San Diego State's run ends.
Yeah, yeah. It's also crazy Auburn lost to Yale. That was
I know I was pissed, bro, cause I was thinking of going Yale in a couple of my brackets, but then I was watching a couple of videos and people were like, Auburn's gonna go to the Sweet 16, and then Auburn lost, and I was like, are you shitting me, bro?
yeah, Auburn was a team that I thought had a real chance of like beating UConn,
Yeah.
but obviously not. Never know. And then Illinois, Iowa State. Really know who to. I'll go with
I was
Illinois.
thinking Illinois.
Yeah, go Illinois, and then probably UConn's gonna make the Final Four if I had to guess.
Yeah.
And then let's see, North Carolina, Alabama.
I don't know if
I think you.
yeah, I don't think Alabama takes them yet.
Yeah, I think UNC's looked really good, and
Yeah.
then Clemson been good. I haven't watched any Clemson games, but they're in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were betting against Clemson, but they've made it here. But I think it feels weird. It's like the Heat last year. Everyone was betting against them every round. I feel like this round go, I'm betting on Arizona.
And then if it was Arizona, UNC, who would you take?
Honestly, give me the Arizona Revenge Tour because I think they got bounced as a two seed in the first round last year as well. So
Yeah, yeah. I think I'll go with Arizona too with you on that. So Arizona, UConn in the Final Four.
and like yeah,
I'd probably say
plus the
UConn.
one seed has to lose eventually. But yeah, I think I would go UConn still over Arizona as well. But yeah.
Yeah, we got UConn in the finals. Then Houston and Duke. I'm really excited for that game actually.
I as much as I want to say Duke, I'm thinking Houston. pretty fairly
Yeah,
convincingly.
like
Like their defense is just so good.
it is. They did they barely beat Texas A&M, and Texas A&M
Yeah,
had like it did not impress me.
that's true.
So I don't know. It'll be a fun game. I think it's my favorite second round matchup.
Yeah, I agree.
Or not Sweet
Third.
16.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And NC State and Marquette. I've really liked NC State.
I know.
There's
I
been
was heavily considering picking the upset in this one, and I'm not mad about it.
I'll go NC State. DJ Burns, bro. He's a beast. He's the Zach Randolph. He looks just like Zach Randolph. But yeah, he's just they were doubling him every
Yeah,
time he touched the ball, and he's just so good. Um, Purdue and Gonzaga. I think this is where Purdue wins.
really. I was gonna say I don't know. I guess Purdue has been handling their matchups with ease, but man, like everyone was so low on Gonzaga, picking McNeese over them, and Gonzaga's looked really good, bro. I don't know. I think it could be a close
Uh,
game though.
yeah, that's another fun matchup.
Yeah,
And then Creighton had a close game against Oregon. Our championship pick. I'm not too sure how confident I
I
feel in
know.
them.
Well, both of Creighton's games have been pretty close. Like in the first half, at least of the Akron game, it was pretty close, and then they snuck away in the second half. But yeah, I feel like they've both been in, I think, closer games than they should have. So yeah, I've been a little worried as well, to be honest.
I think they'll beat Tennessee though,
I
but then
agree.
I don't know if they could beat Purdue or even Gonzaga. Have
Yeah,
to. I think the winner of the Purdue Gonzaga game, they might be the ones to go to the Final Four
yeah, I can see that.
against. I guess it would be Houston. So, and then I'd probably say Houston. I don't know. I'll go Houston, UConn in the final.
I was gonna say we've got almost, if we have Purdue making it, we got almost all one seeds.
I know. That's why it's like, yeah. But no, March Madness has been fun. But let's talk about some NBA stuff. Um, we've got some competition in the podcasting world.
Do we? Oh,
Yep,
LeBron.
the GOAT as a podcast.
Have they
I
come
think
out?
they've only
Have
done
they officially
one
come out with the episode yet?
episode. It's on Spotify. The
Okay.
first episode.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about
yeah, because I
what's
haven't
it
watched
called
it
again.
yet. No, I was gonna say, what's the name of it?
It's
Mind
something.
the Game.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and LeBron talked about 2-for-1 opportunities.
Okay,
He was like saying how bad 2-on-1 opportunities are.
he's not
I
wrong.
was like, he's not wrong. I'm glad someone said it because I hate the 2-for-1.
I should
It
listen to that
is
today. Is it on Apple Podcasts?
it's on Spotify, so I'd assume so. But it's a pretty good listen. They were also talking about LeBron was talking about they were talking about like processing speed and like thinking the game. Lots of it's like thinking the game, like the mental aspect of basketball. And LeBron was talking about how he's had lots of teammates where like if they've ran a play in practice, they can't flip it to the other side of the court, which I find strange. That
I
NBA players can't
I
do
can
that.
kind of see that though, but yeah, it is the top of the top like NBA talent. So like it is kind of weird that they'd struggle with that. But I can kind of see it. But yeah, I guess I'd say I'd understand it more like a high school, college level, not being able to, or even just like a super young talent in the league, not being able to fully process plays. But yeah, like the Lakers team is primarily vet players, so
Yeah. Well, I don't think he meant current
yeah,
teammates,
that's
but
true.
just like, but
Just talking about
but
Kyrie. What the
yeah,
hell are
he's
you doing,
calling
Kyrie? Stop ISOing.
it. Oh my god, he hit the shot. That's actually he wasn't meant to. They were supposed to run the play on the other side.
He's like, all right, my bad, Kyrie. You do you,
Yeah, my bad. You just won me a chip. That's okay.
bro. I filled up
Um,
my water and then I forgot it. What a clown.
Clown moments. Uh, yeah. There was another thing that they talked about that I completely forgot. Oh yeah. Is the NBA overrated? Because if some players can't flip plays in their head, did you see Boris Dia? He was talking on a podcast. He said that he's never made a left hand shot in his career.
Not even a layup. That's kind of crazy.
No, he never did a left-handed layup.
He just like you.
He was in the thing.
That yeah.
Yeah, he is just like me. We built the same too.
Isn't he? Never mind.
Uh, hmm?
I feel like that's kind of crazy. Never making like a
Say,
left-handed layup. He had like a decently long career too, did he not?
I don't know about long, but this prime, he was a beast. Decently long, I feel like. Oh, he did. Like 15 years?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Pro was in the league 15 years and couldn't make a left-hand layup.
Yeah, yeah, that's wild. Um, the microwave's on right now,
I
so
was gonna say
things are probably all messy.
someone must be
It's
microwaving.
the damn microwave. Now the microwave's off, so we're the fucking microwave, bro. Doesn't make any sense.
Damn radio wave.
What's the other? Yeah, it's not. I don't think the LeBron podcast. There's only been one episode, and it's been like 2 weeks. And the way that they were like, I feel like they recorded more than one podcast when they did it. Like, I feel like they just both did it, and they just haven't released the other episodes yet.
That's a cool way to do it because I mean,
I don't know.
LeBron James is a busy guy, so hard to believe.
That's true. I just don't like if the Lakers make the playoffs, is he really gonna be even if they don't make the playoffs, I don't think that he'll want to be podcasting.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, and like I didn't, I haven't listened to the episode yet. I'll probably listen to it today or tomorrow. But
Yeah.
from what I understand, it feels like the point of the podcast is more to just talk about basketball rather than what's going on in the league and whatnot. So it
Yeah,
makes sense
they
to
do
like
make
it makes sense to like bulk record that those
yeah,
episodes.
yeah, that's true. I don't know. I feel like while LeBron's still playing, I don't really think that he's really gonna keep up with it that much. Obviously, JJ would, but it's just about if
Yeah,
LeBron's committed. Um, so yeah. Um, let's talk about Brandon Ingram.
let's not.
His injury. Oh,
Okay,
okay.
I'm just kidding.
So he's reevaluated in 2 weeks, right?
Yes, I what was that like 3 days ago now? 4 days ago? Maybe more. I don't know.
Yes.
Every day feels the same.
When did the playoffs start for NBA?
Uh, the I don't know. I think they're anticipating that he comes back. That he, if everything goes well, that he can be back with like maybe 3 to 4, maybe 5 games left. But not exactly sure.
Yeah, I feel like they'll be fine. Um, they'll stay afloat without him just because of the depth they have.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. The Pelicans have so much depth. Like Trey Murphy had a terrible game last night. He shot like 1 for 12 or some shit. But
Oh,
granted, it was the Pistons. But
he's
even
got one.
even
Oh,
still, like even Jordan Hawkins isn't getting that many, hasn't gotten much more opportunity with BI out. So granted, they play different positions, but looks like the playoffs start around mid-April. Well, that's when the last regular season, April 14th is the last regular season game for the Pelicans at least. So around there.
okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I think he'll be back in time. He'll be fine. I'm excited to see this Pelicans team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the only thing I'm concerned is like he usually starts off slow with injuries, and while this one doesn't appear to be that bad, it's kind of hard to know from what I've heard. So we'll have to see
yeah,
how he is in 2 weeks. Hopefully
yeah,
not. I mean, it's not like he has like any cast or anything, so feels like it could be worse.
yeah. But wobbling into the playoffs isn't good
Yeah,
for any player. Really. Let's talk about the G League shutting down. The G League Ignite, not the
the
entire G
entire
League,
G League.
the entire G League.
No more development.
Which like I'm not mad at.
Yeah, like it's fine. Um, it was a cool like project, but it just like it's been meh so far. Like the talent that's come out of the G League Ignite, um, obviously we know with the people that have come out there, the ceiling is high, but they come out super raw. So like,
which was the like opposite of
yeah,
what they were promoting the G League Ignite to be. It was like, oh, they're playing against real competition like from day one, and it was made to have that like transition be smoother, but
yeah,
it just hasn't translated to that.
yeah, yeah. So I'm not mad about it ending. It makes sense. Um,
Yeah,
because like even in drafts, the like drafting that type of talent, it fell out of place because like you
yeah,
haven't seen it against the primary competition they're gonna go up against, you know. So
yeah. You just like it was hard to gauge certain things, especially since I feel like there was a lack of structure.
yeah,
So it was like, are these players going to be playing this way in a team setting? And that's kind of the big thing. Like college, I feel like is very team oriented, and there's
100%.
lots of structure.
Yeah,
It's built around the coaches,
yeah.
whereas the G League Ignite was like, let's just put all these good basketball players together and see what
No,
happens.
yeah, I was like, let's put all these young, athletic, talented basketball players together and see if they can figure it out. And like, while they made it to the league, so it obviously worked to some extent, I think talent is what gets you to the league primarily. So it makes sense that they're already there. Talent and size, I guess.
Yeah, but it's just like I want to like I don't know if I want to say if this is the right word, but like selfishness, where it's like I'm gonna get mine more so than if you were on a college team.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, just and just a culture thing. Like college basketball has so much culture, and G League Ignite was just like a thrown together project that didn't work.
well, Jalen
And
Green is still trying to figure out how to find himself in the league, and I mean, hey, he's been hooping as of
he's
late. People are calling for Sangoon.
that's our next topic. Will be the Rockets. So we'll transition to that after. But I mean, the G League Ignite made sense at the time because there was no NIL agreements.
Yeah,
You couldn't get paid in college basketball at all, and now you can. So the G League Ignite is kind of redundant,
yeah.
and there's not really a point. So, um, and the G League Ignite team has been awful this year. And
I swear they're like
have
never good. Who's all even like projected in the draft this year from G League Ignite?
a Bucelis guy.
Oh, Busuelis, yeah.
Who,
And who?
Bucelis?
I think it's Busuelis. I don't know. Whose draft stock
Something
has tanked primarily because I'm
probably
pretty
just
sure he was supposed to be like a he was at first projected for like a top five pick, and now I don't even know if
really
if he's
he's
projected.
fallen that much.
Now I don't even know if he's projected to be like a lottery pick. So yeah,
Interesting. I really liked his game, just as like a weight forward kind of.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, I haven't seen much of him this year, honestly. And Ron Holland also,
yeah. Whose draft stock also tanked a little bit.
and Tyler Smith and Baba Car Sane. I feel like I've heard Baba.
I
I feel like I've
definitely
heard that
have
name.
not.
I think he's a draft prospect, but yeah, I don't know. It's like it sucks, but I mean the NBA likes trying things. If it doesn't work, they scrap it. So
That's what
it
I
makes sense.
that's what I appreciate about Adam Silver. He's been willing to give things a shot. You know, he tried out the play-in tournament's obviously been a success so far. The in-season tournaments looked pretty good. The he
Yeah,
tried out uh All-Star game draft. Obviously hasn't worked out, but I honestly don't think that's on him really. And yeah, even the G League Ignite was cool for a while. But yeah, I appreciate Adam Silver for giving things a for switching things up because I feel like that's been needed.
yeah. There's nothing he can really do about the All Star game, and people hated on the in season tournament when it
The
first was
idea.
introduced.
Well, that's the
Like
thing,
during
because people also
season,
hated the idea of the play-in tournament.
like
So like it makes sense because like people are just so afraid of change, especially in like a league like the NBA that's so like it feels like it's so historic. And people like the way the league is set. It makes sense that people are afraid of you know Adam Silver throws this idea and they're like, what the hell is wrong with this bald guy? Why would you
Yeah.
why would you change this? But yeah, I like what he's been doing.
Yeah, most humans in general are just kind of scared of change.
Yep. Yeah,
But
I agree.
I'm all for change.
Yeah.
Like, and if it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. That's why like I didn't understand people hating on the in-season tournament, like on lots of podcasts in the off season, like when it was first introduced. Just
Well, like,
because like
what did it really change? Like at that
yeah,
point, like if you first heard about it, like there's gonna be games that are some of your regular season games are gonna count towards a tournament. It's like okay, and then we
it
have
was
all these. I was gonna say cool designs for courts, but most of the courts were actually ugly. But
all of them.
I rocked with the Pelicans court and jersey design. Maybe more so the jersey. The jersey's clean. The
Yeah.
court was okay.
They just like I seen a TikTok about this, and the NBA failed with the graphic design part of the in-season tournament because you
100%.
look at March Madness and the trim of the like outside of the court is that March Madness blue. So you know right away like it
Yeah.
has the same effect that the NBA is going for, but the NBA was like too over the top and
I was
didn't keep
gonna
it simple.
say they just went like too far with it. Like the court designs were just so like funky. Like why do you have this giant red stripe coming from free throw line to free throw line? Like it doesn't make sense.
It kind of turned me off. It was like really distracting. It
I know.
reminded me of my team courts.
I was bro, that's actually hella accurate. Like it just looks so weird. Like it's legitimately hard to focus.
Or like, do you remember when in like I don't know if it's still like this in 2K, but like some of the older 2Ks like 2K16, 17, stuff like that, where you were in my league and you were like making expansion team and you would go to like edit the arena, and
Yeah.
then the deep
Oh
arena
yeah,
was
yeah.
red.
Blue. Yeah. I can see that too.
Literally what the in-season tournament was. Um, Speaking, we talked about this a little bit with Jalen Green. Um, he's been doing great recently. He's really broken out.
I think he's
Um,
part of the reason my fantasy team almost made the playoffs.
yeah. Did you see I picked up Westbrook?
Did you? Who dropped him? Oh, because he was like hurt, wasn't he, for a while?
Because he had an injury tag, and then it was believed that he would miss the rest of the season. But then I seen a report that he was going to be back, so I picked him up for $12. So I was like, I'm taking this. I don't
Lucky.
care. I took a risk,
I
and it's
stopped.
hopefully.
Like that's also part of the reason my team got cooked is because I just like I had so, like Tyler Hero's been injured forever, and I just like stopped picking up players from free agency because there's just like barely anybody good there. You know? Like I
I
don't know.
picked up Jock Landell. Jock Landell has been
Has he?
beasting. Yeah, he's not like entirely, but
He's getting more than
he's a
zero.
solid. Yeah, and Trace Jackson Davis I also got from free agency or the waiver wire. He's been really good. I like finding the diamonds in the rough.
Diamonds in the rough.
Uh, Back to the
I
Rockets.
was gonna say.
Um, so once Şengün got injured, I was like, okay, this is a bit troublesome. But
How long is he out
Jalen Green,
for?
it's basically their whole streak, I think. Uh, I would assume so. I don't know when he went out. I could actually check that real
He
quick.
is the problem.
Bro, do you know what I thought about the other day? Do you remember when the Rockets were heavily like rumored to get Brooke Lopez?
Yes, in the off season with Fred VanVleet.
What if they did?
Yeah, I don't know how that, because he hasn't even been having like a good year this year. And like, yeah, I don't know just how no, I don't think that dynamic would have worked. I'm glad the Bucks just re-signed him, because like, it's too weird with a fit. Like, you have Sengun and Lopez. They both need, like, realistically, 28 plus minutes themselves. So, like, the fact that they'll have to split that, because you're not. I mean, I guess you could try Sengun at the power forward, but it doesn't sound like a very good idea when you already have Tariq and do. So yeah,
At the time, I hated the idea of them getting Brooke Lopez because I was like, why would you screw up the development of Şengün?
yeah,
Because I really like Şengün. Obviously, he's broken out this year, and we wouldn't have seen that if they got Brooke Lopez.
yeah.
So, and yeah, so Şengün has missed the past 6 games, or seven? No, 6 games. So they're
And they're
6-0 without Şengün.
He's a problem. They're undefeated
So
without him.
he missed the start of their winning streak. They're on an 8-game streak right now.
Yeah.
10-1 in March.
You think they're
So
gonna steal that 10th seed from the Warriors?
they're only 1 game back, I think.
I think it's
Or
half.
they
I think it's like one loss maybe.
really? Maybe it's changed. NBA stand.
Um. Oh no, they're one.
Uh,
They're one full game. You're right.
yeah. But the Warriors are on a 2-game streak, so the Rockets are making it interesting
Yeah. Well, cause
because
the Warriors had that. They had that little streak where they were looking good and they were looking like the old Warriors, and they haven't really been able to build on that momentum at all. So, I'm not
yeah,
surprised with the Rocket streak that they're closing in on the Warriors.
even even if the Rockets don't make it, I like how they're making it more interesting
Yeah.
because like in the East, there's not really a play-in race when it comes to like the Nets aren't making it. It's pretty much locked in. It's going to be the Bulls and Hawks as the 9 and 10 seed.
Yeah. Well, and it's not
I
like
like
the Raptors are on a 10-game losing streak. Goddamn. They're really trying to keep that pick.
well, Scotty's been injured. Emmanuel Quickly's injured.
Pirtle.
I don't. Hurdle's been injured. Yeah, so they're just so depleted. I don't even know who they're playing nowadays.
Jonte
But that's
Porter.
why I got Dick. I just picked him up in waiver wire.
Yeah. No, I like that the Rockets are still trying to compete too, because it's not like there's reason to tank. Like
They don't have their pick.
they're, huh?
They don't have their pick.
Exactly that, and it's like they're wholeheartedly where they are right now. Like they're so ahead of the Nets, and they're so ahead of the Jazz, who are the two other teams not in the playoffs in their conferences. So like it makes sense to at least try to win games. So yeah,
Yeah, especially since like they have Ime, and he's such a good coach. So
fortunately,
yeah.
fortunately he's not a good person.
Well, I mean, unfortunately for the Celtics, and then it was just it's so weird that the Celtics like got rid of him and then he got picked up like immediately after.
I know the NBA said we don't care.
Yeah, the NBA was like, whatever. Well, same thing with like the Miles Bridges thing. Like he's been playing, right? Or
Yep.
no?
Yeah. Is Lamelo
Uh,
back yet? I don't even know.
Lamella?
I feel like Lamelo's always injured, bro.
I don't think he's been playing. No, because no, he has not been playing. Because the guy I play this week has Lamelo and Trey Young.
He's been out since January, bro. Like what the heck?
Okay, have you checked how many games he's played this season?
Like
I want you to guess.
20.
22.
Oh, see, I told you. Like he barely like his. It's not talked about enough, but it's really concerning how much he's injured.
Yeah.
Because he's so good
Um,
when he's on the court, but he just barely plays.
he was an all-star in his second season. And he played 75 games that year.
I miss it.
And in the past 2 seasons, he's only played 58 games in 2 years.
Yeah, he's damn near on that
So
Zion level of games missed.
that is the Zion level. So yeah, we'll see how because like the potential is obviously there, but it's hard for a team like the Hornets to uh kind of go anywhere when their star is missing that much time.
Yeah, well, and yeah, like apparently Hornets fans are interested in buying more in on Brandon Miller as the guy with LaMelo being injured so much, which I mean, fair enough. Like Brandon Miller's been good, but I wouldn't give on up on the talent of LaMelo because he's so good. But yeah,
I like Brandon Miller as that two guy for right now. Like
I
make
agree.
him play into that spot, but I think Brandon Miller's been really good this year.
Yep, him. Yeah, he's been like, I think now he's like firmly the third guy in the Rookie of the Year race.
Oh yeah, for sure. And he kind of flipped the narrative and kind of is playing with a chip on his shoulder just because of the stuff that happened during the draft
Well,
where
yeah,
Scoot
didn't
was
Hornets fans boo when he was drafted because they wanted Scoot
Hornets
so
fans
bad? And I was
Hornets fans boo.
I was with them, bro. I was super high on Scoot, and he's been just like not. I don't want to say bad because he since the start of the season he's been okay and he's been figuring it out.
Rookie point guard too.
Rookie point guard from the Ignite.
Garland might happen.
It makes
Well,
sense.
yeah. So, but Brandon Miller, has actually like really cared on the defensive end of the ball, which I really
The
like.
only one on the team
And
apparently.
yeah, but he's had some really big games, and he's just like feels more. He's getting more comfortable with each passing day.
Has Mark Williams
So
been playing too? I feel like I haven't really heard
Mark
anything
Williams,
about him either this year.
no, he started the season really good, and then it looked like he was gonna have a breakout year. He's only played 19
Yeah, he hasn't
games.
played since January either. That's
He hasn't
crazy.
played since December.
That's I was just looking on fantasy. That's as far as the list
Yeah.
goes. But yeah, that's crazy.
Okay. December 8th.
That's crazy.
He's yeah, 19 games is crazy. But he looked really good when he was playing.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
was gonna try and pick him in fantasy. I was trying to trade for him, and thank God I
I think I wanted to draft him and someone picked him up like right before. I was kind of pissed.
yeah. Well, now now he's laughing. Now who's
That's
laughing? Who's laughing? Um, but yeah, Jalen Green. I want to talk a bit more about him because before this run that he's on right now, I was very unsure of him. I thought that the Rockets should explore trading him in the offseason.
hmm
Um, and kind of go that route since he didn't really fit the culture that has been established. And he just like wasn't looking really good. And I thought that you could have maybe got something better for him that, fits with what you're doing if this is the direction you want to go in.
hmm
But Jalen Green's averaging 29 points right now during their win streak.
Yeah.
And shooting great from three, field goal percentage. I'm not sure how the defense has been, but maybe it's been better because he has not been a good defender.
Yeah, he's really been coming into his own. And yeah, I haven't watched a lot of the Rockets at all. Um, but yeah, he's it definitely feels like he's feeling more comfortable on the court. And that's the thing. Um, because he's a volume scorer. So you'll have moments where you're going to be hot, you'll have moments where you're going to be cold. And he's going through a really good stretch right now. But my thing with in terms of Jalen Green becoming a star talent in the league is he needs to figure out something else too. Like if you're not always going to be in a, like if you're going to have rough stretches where you're inefficient as a scorer, that's fine. But you need to be able to impact the game in another way. And I think that's really been his problem because he's not really a plus playmaker and he's never really been a plus defender either. So if he can
Yeah.
find a balance where he can even be average at either of those things, you're looking at a you're that's where when you're looking at a 100%, he's a core piece of your um, what you're building in Houston.
Yeah, because coming out of the draft, he was really like he had a lot of potential, and like he kind of was looked at in an archetype like a Donovan Mitchell, where it's
And
like athletic guys, and yeah, and like Anthony Edwards, but he doesn't have the polish that those guys have.
yeah,
Uh,
especially
like
Spida.
those guys, yeah, and he's starting to put it together a bit more, but it's just those little details that I think are overlooked, and have been overlooked for him. Like, because obviously he has the athleticism, and obviously he's oozing with talent, but it's those little details that are really gonna make a big difference.
Yeah,
And like you mentioned, Spida, like that's the big thing that Spida's been doing his whole career has been adding, um, stepping up his game every year and adding stuff.
well, Spida came in as like an elite scorer, and then at that point it was like at that point he was still considered a decent defender for his size. Um, then as he got he progressed more, his playmaking has become very underrated, I'd say. It's not really talked about at all when you talk about Donovan Mitchell, which I think is I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but yeah, I think he's improved each year as he's come into the league, and I think if Jalen Green can do that as well, it'll be great for the Rockets.
Yeah, because his stats are like very identical in his 3 years in the NBA. It's just
Yeah.
about how many shots is he getting up,
hmm
kind of thing.
Well, and I
But like his stats are pretty similar.
yeah, and even like with the defense thing, Jalen Green 100% has the tools to be a good defender. 6'5". I guess that's like just kind of average for a shooting guard, but 6'5", super athletic. Um, there's no reason why he shouldn't
That's
be at least an
all.
average defender.
like he has the athletic tools of someone like Anthony Edwards, and we've really seen how Anthony Edwards is kind of locked in on that defensive end this year.
Yeah.
So as long as Jalen Green's like mindset is on defense, which you think it would be with the way Ime kind of wants his teams to be run.
Yeah.
I think on Crafted NBA they have like defensive plus minus or something. Or they have like a defensive stat that I like.
Hmm.
I think it's crafted. Let me see what it is. Crafted defensive plus minus. He's like one of the worst in the league when it comes to defense.
Yeah.
So, can you guess? Okay, guess the top 10 worst defenders.
Okay. Hmm. Give me some hints. Give me some hints.
Okay, the number one guy, well, okay, I'll give you some hints. Lots of these guys are like small scoring guards. There's an all-star in here.
Is there like a minutes restriction or anything? Like they've had to play a certain amount of minutes?
I mean, Doug McDermott's here, so I'm not going to count him.
Okay. Trey Young.
Trae Young's number 5.
At least he's trying this year.
Yeah, he's not the worst. He's number 5.
I need to like look at teams.
There's a guy here who's a big forward. He was known to be a solid defender on like winning teams. He got traded this year,
Traded.
and he's older. He's like an older, slow forward who, I mean, he was the LeBron stopper.
Kawhi? Just kidding. The LeBron stopper?
He guarded LeBron in a playoff series and took him to 7.
Well, I was first thinking Iggy, but isn't he retired?
Iggy's-
In a series that took
It is.
LeBron to 7.
Yeah. Who's taking LeBron to 7? Talk to me.
Let's see. Lakers win, did not go 7. Wait, did LeBron win in 7?
LeBron won in 7, but this guy, he helped kind of not slow him down, but he was his primary defender during this season.
Who else took
Okay,
LeBron to
it's
7?
it's Bojan
Okay.
with
Oh,
the Pacers.
was he on the
Yeah,
Pacers for that series?
he was on the Pacers for that
Oh,
series.
because that's
He
when
was
he
their
broke out. That's crazy that he was the primary defender.
Yeah, and
Makes sense
then
that he is on there. I don't think the Pistons were doing anything good defensively, and his
no,
role is significantly decreased since he's been in New York.
and he's just slower.
Yeah,
So.
well, he was slow last year too. That's really what got pointed out when, or not last year, the year before when the Jazz split everything up.
Yeah, and now like he had a big injury. He's even older, so it's just like, yeah. I'm not gonna get you to guess the
I
other
was gonna
guys. I'll
say
just
my
tell you.
memory's terrible. Kobe White,
No,
Jordan
Kobe White's actually been playing defense from what I.
Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole is on here.
Is Kuz on here too?
Think of more like Jordan Poole type guy.
More Jordan Poole type guys.
Yeah.
Spencer Dinwiddie. No, the Nets have to be at least decent defensive. Had to have been at least decent defensively.
I don't see him here.
Um, who the
Actually, Kobe White's top 50.
half
So
of Memphis's roster, bro? Like, who's even on a team?
I don't see any Memphis.
Trey Jones.
Trey Jones, I don't see. What about
Simon?
Jordan Poole? Two Jordan Poole teammates are here.
Two Jordan. Did I say Kuz?
Kuz is on here. Kuz is number 6.
Oh, Tyus Jones.
No,
Really? Kispert?
Kispert's on here. Yeah, 7. I feel like for the Kuzma thing, it's mostly a team stat.
It's mostly
because,
team. He's just always on
I
the
don't
court and
think
they always
Kuz-
lose. Is Cade?
Yeah, I don't
Is
think
Cade
Kuz-
on there?
Cade is in the top. Tyus Jones is 22, by the way. Cade is on here in the top 40.
Okay. Any other Pistons? Ivy?
No other Pistons. I'll just tell you.
I'm
the rest
honestly
of the guys.
surprised Cade's not on there. I feel like they're always losing when he's playing.
Cam Thomas is here.
No, that makes sense.
Benedict Mathurin, which I'm honestly surprised
Oh,
at
I didn't
too.
even think of guessing Pacers, but because they're so decent in the standings. But yeah, it makes sense since they don't defend a thing.
Well, Benedict Mathurin has the athletic tools. Same thing with Jalen Green. So it's like, I don't know. If you're athletic, there's no reason you shouldn't be a good
It's
defender.
just effort.
It's just effort and also IQ. Like,
95% of the league could be good defenders.
yeah, I agree with that. How much of defense do you think is skill versus like, um, what's the other thing? Like, is defense a skill
I think
or is
like
it
the
like,
top defenders in the league, like prime Kawhi, Herb Jones, Jaden McDaniels, that takes some of that takes skill, but like I was gonna say 50 of it is just 50% of that is just effort. But yeah,
yeah,
I think it's a fair mix. But for the bottom, like for just average defenders, all you need to do is put in some effort, really.
that's fair. Yeah, that's what separates players from being a bad defender versus most cases like a bad defender from a like average
Yeah,
defender
like
is
obviously you do run into cases like Trey Young, where he's trying defensively and he's still basically the worst defender in the league.
yeah. I'll tell you the rest of the guys. We got Anthony
Oh,
Simons
I was
is
gonna guess
here.
Simons, bro.
Yeah. Then we got Malachi Branham.
Okay,
The worst one is Jordan Clarkson.
really? I guess what the Jazz are good at is not defense, so it makes sense. Like they have a good offensive scheme, so not surprised.
Yeah. But Jordan Clark, like Jalen Green, I've been trying to gauge like, is he the next like star shooting guard or is he the next Jordan Clarkson? And I think before this stretch, I was leaning more the Jordan Clarkson side, but obviously, I don't think he's going to be a star like after this 8 game sample size or whatever. But I think that he can be better than a Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, this hasn't showed us quite enough, but it showed us that he has a place in the league and he has a place in the league as a starter. Um, Whether he
Yeah,
grows on the defensive end in terms of his playmaking, we'll have to see. But I think for now we can at least say he may he's in the West, so it'll be kind of hard, but he's an all-star talent.
yeah, no, for sure. I think he can definitely make a team. If I had to bet on it, I don't think I would. Like
I
if the
wouldn't.
line was,
Point five.
you would. If
No,
it was
I
point
wouldn't.
five, you wouldn't. You take the under.
I'd take the under just because the West is always so stacked. Like there's just so much talent in the West. It's too hard. If he goes to the East or something, maybe, but it's just like too hard in the West for just
It's harder and
talent.
harder to make an All-Star game every year.
That's why I'm
So
not opposed to the idea of um, adding extra roster spots, but it is an interesting topic.
yeah, for sure. We'll have to we'll have to see. I think adding roster spots is good,
Yeah.
but that's just me. Because it stayed the same since like there was way less teams. Like since there's 24 teams, it's still the same amount of All-Stars.
Yeah.
And the league's gone more talented. And also longevity. Like players are at their peaks for longer, I feel like.
Well, we just have so much
So,
like technology and all the right practices at this point. Like it makes sense. Um,
yeah.
yeah, like
Like I appreciate the top guys like LeBron, KD, Steph. Like the fact that those guys are still in the top 10
yeah,
and they're like 35. Like is Steph just turned 36?
I think so. And
I
like
think Steph is 30. Yeah.
I like the idea of the historic accolades value of that, but it gets to a point where it's like there's twice as much talent as there was even back in like the 2000s. So like I don't know.
Yeah. We're in a good spot when it comes to the league. But I mean, well, some people wouldn't like to say it that way because I was talking to this guy. He's an older guy and he's like the 3-point shot has ruined basketball.
That is
Players aren't going inside anymore and they're
that is an old head thing to say. That's a very old head. That's
yeah,
like an out of tune old head thing to say though.
he was out 2 goals. But like, I do get frustrated at times when like it's like there needs to be shot diversity.
Well,
Like I don't,
who was it the other
like
day?
your
I think
threes.
the Clippers were on like a 4-on-1 fast break and shot a corner three.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yes, that did happen. But like people are clowning on who shot the shot.
I think it was Amir Coffey. No, Amir Coffey, I think
Well,
passed it to the corner. Yeah, I forget who
yeah,
it was.
but
Paul George was in
people
the
were
paint.
clowning the guy. Yeah, people were clowning on the guy who shot it. I don't remember who it was right now, but they should be clowning Amir Coffey
Yeah,
because he's the one that passed it to him. Like, what is he gonna do?
not
Like
shoot it.
at that point, if you have an open three, you're not gonna pass it and risk like that would slow it down. You know,
If
the
anything,
team might have.
that gives you the chance to get the steal because I think the defender was in like a little behind Paul George
Yeah,
maybe. So at that point, they would probably already be back.
yeah. Did you see James Harden contesting
Kawhi.
Kawhi? He's like, I'm just trying to have fun out here, man.
Clippers are looking
Which
like
like,
the Mickey Mouse right now.
yeah, they're kind of wilded right now.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know
They're
what
going
they've
on
been doing lately. They just lost yesterday to fuck, who'd they play yesterday? It wasn't a great team.
the Rockets.
No. Who,
No, I
who,
don't know.
who was it? Who was it? Who was it?
I
The
was.
Sixers.
Oh, Sixers without yeah, they lost to the Sixers by 14.
Campaign dropped 23.
Yeesh. Campaign, man. I hate his jump shot.
This ugly ass jump shot.
But he had a really good playoff run with them. Was that the year they made it to the finals?
For
He
the
had a really good he was their backup point
for
guard.
the
He was
Suns,
doing really
yeah.
good.
No, was it? I feel like it might have been the year that Dallas beat them. Maybe it was both that he played decent in.
Well, he had a really good playoff run once upon a
It
time.
probably was the Bucks because
No,
he got a mini bag.
even like LeBron was talking. Yeah, it was the series. They made the championship, but then
LeBron
LeBron was
LeBron was talking shit.
crazy. Oh, he was talking shit.
Yeah, he was like, "That on you, Cam."
I don't remember this. I mean, LeBron's the old head.
He is the old head.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really have much else to talk about. I think we can start to wrap it up a bit early since there isn't really much going on in the league. So
Playoffs
unless
are
there's any,
soon.
yes, playoffs are soon. Really excited.
It,
I'm excited to do like award stuff once the season wraps up and do some like playoff
yeah,
predictions.
I agree. It's
Playoff
actually closer
stuff.
than I thought. We're actually closer than I thought to the end of the season.
Yeah, like well, we probably don't have that many podcasts left before the what's it called?
If
The playoffs.
if we were to do one Friday, like what, two more after that?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. So stick in there, we're almost there in the playoffs. What we live for. So yeah, thank you for listening or watching this very special birthday edition of the Hoopers Lab
Yeah,
podcast.
Kyle
We hope you
Lowry.
I had a birthday hat, I was gonna wear it, but
Was it one of the ones with the candles on top?
no, no, it wasn't like the cake one. It was like just like it was a pointy hat.
Okay.
It was like a dunce hat, which is accurate. But yeah, if you're listening to this podcast on Spotify, leave us 5 stars. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. We'll see you in the next episode, and take care and goodbye.
Adios.